And while you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/WaterWaveTV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball when hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching. Damn.
Here, welcome to the newest episode of the WaterWave TV podcast, interview segments, whatever. I don't have a name for this shit, but we got SKNTONES in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good, man?
Shout out WaterWave.
Been hearing a lot about SKNTONES recently, just on social media, from word of mouth, from a lot of people talking about it. You got the big launch. This will be dropping before then, so if you're watching this now, make sure you stay tuned for what they got coming. We're going to talk a lot about it today, whatever they can say, but the March 26th M26 drop, brand launch. I don't know if we want to get into that exactly right away, but what is exactly going to happen on the 26th? Is it like this is like the first day that we're establishing, day one, like you're going to give out the mission, or like what's going on?
Man, we about to give out the whole experience. Not gonna lie to y'all, like as soon as y'all step foot, or if people are in line, like as soon as y'all step into space, y'all gonna be like, you're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna be like, okay, what the hell am I into right now?
Mm-hmm.
And from the smell to the ambiance of everything, the energy, and it's like a whole gallery. Like then we'll talk later about what we are, what we do, and it will make sense once you get there.
Cool.
But y'all can go crazy too.
Yeah, man, it's draft day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a lot of work that we've been putting behind the scenes, and now it's time for everyone to see what we've been working on and understand that all we do is party. You know, that's a little subliminal message. I don't know if anyone understands that one yet, but there's a narrative going around that all we do is party.
Okay.
So we made sure to document all the stuff of us not partying, and we'll make sure to showcase that throughout the event.
Okay.
Trey, you want to talk something?
Nah, y'all covered it, man. You got it.
Yeah, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, your name and what role you play in the SKNTONES brand, I guess.
Okay, I can go first. My name is Antoine Jenkins. I am the founder and art director of SKNTONES, and also handle merchandise.
Yo, I'm Stefan. I'm the founder, creative director of SKNTONES, and I handle like the brand philosophy and design philosophy.
I'm Anthony. I'm also a founder of SKNTONES, media director at SKNTONES, social media, all types of stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm Trent Vandenhouten. I'm the executive producer for SKNTONES.
I seen maybe not recently, but you got your Instagram hacked, right? I was like, I had some porno girl on my page. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then I look, and then the bottom video was like a Casey video, and I was like, oh shit.
They still got that shit up for sure.
But yeah.
Right.
Oh man, I seen that, and then I was like, I thought I knew who it was, and then I just read the comments, and they said some Robert Henry Films, like, we want the real Anthony back or something. On the page. That shit was funny. But I'm curious, how did you guys come up with the name SKNTONES and the way to spell it like that? I guess without the I.
Yeah, shout out TC, but you know we were sitting outside while Ant was painting a mural for Spy House, and we were trying to, like, what should we call this agency? What should we call this brand? This collective that we're building. And we hit up TC, and TC's like, yo, why don't y'all just call it SKNTONES? And at first we were like, oh, like, yeah, that's fire, like, let's do it. Mm-hmm. So we had SKNTONES with the I, and we called ourselves SKNTONES Studio. But as time developed, the studio didn't really make sense because we didn't have a space anymore that was our studio. And then with taking the I out of SKNTONES, we just realized that SKNTONES is more of a perspective and a group of people. It's not just one person. So it's not about me, it's not about him, it's not about him. It's about the overarching message and goal of the brand, which
community.
is community.
All right, and how would you describe your brand? Like, it's probably more than one specific alley, but like, what area of business would you describe that SKNTONES is in?
It's two. The brand, we're a brand, but we're also an agency.
Okay.
Creative agency.
Because I guess there's for me personally, like, I see what you guys are doing, because it's really, you guys basically help put on events. You shot videos. You've basically like you've done the whole Donda thing where you basically like staffed it. So it's almost like you guys are doing like everything, and like a little bit of everything where cool shit needs to be done. Like, I don't even know exactly how to put it, but what do you plan on doing with SKNTONES? Like, you plan on, like, let's say, like, pushing an artist, or like dropping clothing brand, like dropping merch along the name SKNTONES? Do you plan on throwing the biggest and best events in Minnesota? Are you just trying to make sure you have a service of covering events for people, or what's like the main mission for SKNTONES?
Well,
Whoever wants to
I
answer that
mean,
one.
we put ourselves under a creative agency because
Mhm.
that allows us to go in every avenue that we want. Because in our soul, we're all creative, so
Yeah.
we don't want to be limited to like, oh, we can only do this type of thing. And that's why we've done a lot of different stuff. But I think the goal is just to push culture more than anything. And whether that means we're hosting a show or we're, throwing an event, whatever that is, whatever the cool opportunities that come to us are, that's what we're going to go to. But I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Or create, like as our slogan is, as we dream, we create, or as you
Mhm.
dream, we create. So it's like, if you have these big ideas or you have this event that you're trying to coordinate, we know a standard of like expertise and like professional level where we can bring young, innovative like talents to create these things that are forming from us. Like everything is
Mhm.
forming, all trends and culture comes from our age, and it's just like to that point now, it's just like, how do we transition and build that gap between the younger generation, our generation, and the older generation to make it all make sense so that we can all be cohesive and like really work together and have that standard. So Minnesota is constantly being talked about at comparing to LA, comparing to New York, where it's like, oh shit, Minnesota actually has like, a foundation of dope ass artists that's competing with those cities, those big name cities, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
The mission is definitely to build community and culture, like if to simplify everything. It's just like everywhere that we go, it's not just like a one-off thing. Usually when you're attaching yourself to a Skin Tones experience, it's probably like something that you've never really experienced around Minneapolis before. It's usually unique. And that's our goal, is to continue to, like Ant said, just change that narrative. Like, yo, I got to go to LA, I got to go to New York, I got to go to Miami to have fun. Like, no,
Mhm.
Minnesota's lit. You just
Yeah.
got to take a chance and just, look at what's in front of you and make it look, like something that everyone else can be a part of.
Yeah, I think what you guys do very well is everything you guys post it seems very thought out. Maybe it's just second nature for all of you, because what I've noticed with your group is like you guys were all super talented individuals, like with your own brands and your own way of showing off yourself and with the connections you have, and then you guys come together and formed almost like a super team. It almost seemed like, I was like, damn, like they're coming out here to like do some shit. Like every single one of you are so talented in your own way, and I feel like you guys were all known for like being so good at your own thing, and then you just all come together and make like a super team, like I said. And then you did so I don't know if this was your first event, but we were a part of that Skin Tones pop-up shop.
Yeah,
that
Art
was
and
in
Friends.
Uptown, the Arts and Friends.
Mhm.
So when you guys did that, so like, is March 26th, this is like your launch day, is what
Yeah,
you're calling
yeah.
it. So you guys have been basically just building up the brand, trying to like put the pieces together.
Mhm.
Is that kind of like what has been going on before?
Yeah, basically March
26th?
26th is like our opening launch to the world. We were doing a lot of secret agent work where,
Mhm.
we were doing a lot of these things but not putting ourselves on the forefront of work. So it's like we would go out to, for instance, the Art and Friends. That was solely around putting artists in a position to make sure that they can curate pop-ups and have a different audience reach to them.
Mhm.
And then like now it's like when we did our work for Urban Outfitters, people didn't really know. We did our work for Rock Nation. We didn't really put our faces to anything
Mhm.
or really publicize that we were doing this work. Like, so now it's like to the point of like, we've experienced all these places working with the Target Center, Donda, Rock Nation, and etc. It's like, okay, how do we take that and formulate this to ourselves? Because we never really focus on ourselves. Like you said, we have a lot of talent, but it's like we don't want to get lost in the fact of like not focusing on ourselves because we're doing this because we're trying to create culture, but also like, we are Skin Tones, we are a brand. As much as we're trying to reach out and get this work for agency side and give out service work, where it's like we already have a demand. So it's like we're going to show you guys an experience from a brand standpoint where it's like it's just as good as Nike when they're having their pop-up, or just as good as Timberland. Because we used to go out to LA and go to their pop-ups that all these other big name stores would go to, and we're like, yo, these experiences are dope, but like no one's really curating that in Minneapolis. So now it's like you're about to really formulate and show like what art is when it comes to Skin Tones, and setting the standard of when it comes to like curation as a whole, and like, like we said, building a team to help us out create this vision.
It's definitely about setting that standard too, like whether it's for your brand or it's for a different brand out here. When you host an event, you should be trying to be at this level or higher or exceeding that, because a lot of people are good at just throwing an event. Anybody can throw an event,
100.
but who can make an event where you want to be there and you want to talk about it and you want to bring all your people there and you're going to be there
And create
Like,
that memory that lasts forever.
I feel that.
We're just literally making the shit that we wish we had when we were kids. Like a lot of shit that we did. Literally had to go to LA to experience this shit. Had to go to New York to experience this shit. It's like, yo, I'm not trying to pay $400 to live life, outside of Minneapolis.
For sure.
So it's like, let's save some bread and let's make this shit a movie. One of the biggest things that people neglect to understand here in Minneapolis is that, like, this shit is dope. Like, our city is fire. We have
Man,
4
people
seasons.
sleep on our city. That's the issue. Like,
It's crazy out here. Like,
we have so much talent coming through our city, and I feel like it's just not. The artists come from like our side of art, and then like musician artists are just like, now it's getting to the point of people starting to understand how you're supposed to move. But I feel like beforehand, people did not move right as a like artists, and like it held people back and it held them under a ceiling. Like, oh, I'm a rapper. Like people are like, oh, I don't give a fuck. You just got some shit on SoundCloud,
or just being the most popping rapper in Minnesota was enough for them.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we were really dope with the shit we were making until we went to LA or New York and we realized, oh, we're not shit. We're like damn near a dime a dozen out here, So, yeah, it's nice to be the best locally, but you got to hold yourself to a national standard at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about being the coolest in Minnesota. It's about being holding yourself to that, like, damn, I'm comparing myself to Off-White. I'm comparing myself to, like, Jay-Z or, you know what I'm saying? And even if you fall short of that, you still going to make some change and create a whole new lane here in Minneapolis.
Bro, people in the industry do not respect Minnesota. There have been people in the past that have been from Minnesota, moved away from here, and said that they're not even from Minnesota just because it holds them back so far. Like, that should not be a stigma no more. With all of our networks and shit, that we should be able to tap in and create something bigger than having that.
Yeah, and honestly, it takes brands like SKNTONES and like I'd say like Waterwave and a lot of all these other media companies out here to make these types of things to make this place more reputable.
For sure.
Because it's like there's a lot of like going back to just like a lot of individuals being from here, not being able to have like that umbrella of like people making it happen. Because not everyone can form a group or can find their friends to make some shit happen. So it's like they almost need like another brand to like paint that picture for them so they can. Spotlight.
It's also our responsibility, though, too, like our brand and your brand and other brands coming up, too, to collaborate and show that, like, it is cool to work with each other. Like, you're supposed to make each other better. And if you need help in some sort of way, you got to reach out to these people and, suck up your pride, man. Like, it's all about the community and making this place better and making it, like we said, bring it to that national level. Like, whether you're hosting a show or we are, like, we should be hitting each other like, yo, how do you want to get involved? How do we make this shit better? So artists start to do that too, and they build their own collectives because, look at A$AP Rocky and their crew. Like, they came together and they made something crazy and they just kept pushing out from there,
On top of that too, it's like finding people to collaborate this consistently with is not easy. Like, we're blessed to be. Like, yeah, we were all individually doing well, but coming together as a group of 5 and collaborating together, that's not easy. Pride and ego is
certainly
like,
not.
Pride and ego is that one person that comes to the party that wasn't invited, and sometimes you just let it be. But like with us, it's like, yeah, it happens sometimes, but not really, Like, at the end of the day, we always understand, like, damn, I'm gonna step back and be like, yo, this is actually not about me. This is not about what I think. It's about, like, is this shit gonna hit for all of us? Is this shit gonna hit for the city? And I think that's what's brought us to where we are today, is just always stepping out of this and being like, yo, how is everyone else gonna feel about this?
For sure. And I just think that my last thing is just on the community. When it comes to collaboration, the collaboration in the community is so bad with the communication on top of that. It's like, yo, if you feel like somebody's doing something wrong, don't go about sneak dissing on the other side. Like, go and try to figure out a way of how y'all can help and bring the vision together. Like, get a chance to understand and listen, really listen to what's going on, and then figure out a way on how you can implement yourself in that, so then it makes sense. Because, like, for instance, I know you probably do a lot of water waves. Like, you do like probably 10 different things for water wave, and there could be like people that could come into this job freelancing and help you out bringing up the platform, like to make things easier on your side, where you can only be focusing on 3 things that you really want to be doing and handling the business, and then having other creatives helping you out on that side, where people just want to go outside, do independent. It's cool to do independent stuff. I'm with it 100%, but you're never going to get anywhere you want to by yourself. You had to collaborate. You have to.
And when you come up to somebody too trying to collaborate, have an idea of what you want to do. Saying, oh, let's collab, and not reaching back out.
Don't force that shit, please.
Like, no one's hitting you back. I'm sorry.
And don't reach out when people are drunk. If the only time you see people are like they're lit, do not try to bring up a business situation. Like, get to know me, have a conversation, but don't try to bring up a collaboration. Only time if it's on the weekends or if it's I'm literally weekends are getting lit. Like, that shit is not cool. I'm not going to take it serious if I'm working from Saturday to Sunday, but then my weekends I take a break to to relax and drink. But you never hit me up on those Monday through Fridays when it's actually serious.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
You can hit him up at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday and he'll be up working still. So you want to talk then? Go for
real.
Yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't know how much work we've like actually put in, or like just like the last weekend we were shooting the stuff for our look, but we did back-to-back 12-hour shoot days. But like, we don't really care to show that shit off because like that's just work. Like, that's just what we're supposed to do. And then we get a couple posts of us in LA, at Casey's crib, and like people are dancing. The students all of a sudden like, damn, all they do is party.
Or you guys at Casey's camp, and I'm trying to get there with Poe, but we're working on our own shit, so it looks like somebody's doing this, and like
we really like everyone is literally at some point of the day just doing their own shit, working, because at the end of the day, like to be able to change this narrative in Minneapolis for the creative scene, to be able to change, just like the culture and the community that's out here, is you got to be working around the clock. And like no one else can say that they helped bring Kanye to Minneapolis. No one else can say that they broke the Urban Outfitters sales record. Like, no one else can say they made Rock Nation the #1 musical festival last year through the pre-event promotion content. That's a whole little thing. But like, not saying that to like shit on people, but I'm saying that to be like, this is what happens when you kill your ego and you collaborate with the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like, beautiful things happen. Like, even this pop-up this weekend, like, this shit is like the most passionate shit we've ever done. Like, the details, like Ant said, the smell, the touch of like the clothing and everything has been super thought out. And like, this shit is like on some Kanye shit. Like, we're making nothings out of something, or we're making something out of nothing. Bro, like, for real.
We'll argue about the littlest thing for damn near 2
bro, that
hours.
shit's an inch off, bro. Move that shit 1 inch to the left.
Like you said, our social media posts, it's taking we didn't post shit for a whole year because we're over here arguing about shit we gotta post, and then we have work to do. So it's like, all right, fuck it. Now we gotta shout out Wyatt. He's helping us out, but like ever since then, all of our shit has been going up.
Yeah.
All of our shit, because it's like, obviously we're all detailed oriented, and like we all have our individual skills, and it's like, okay, you have one way of what works for you, you have your way, and then how do we mold this? Okay, this works, but nah, I like this is off. Okay, you make this make sense, and it's like, just all communication at the end of the day.
Yeah. We're very blessed to shout out to our community too, like everyone that loves and supports Skin Tones. Like, we appreciate all of you, because all this shit would not be possible. I mean, 2 days ago on Saturday we dropped an RSVP link like privately for people to come and be RSVP for the event. 48 hours later, the shit sold out with like no public promotion.
Not even 48.
Barely 48. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of people. So just it's crazy to have a community like that that's able to support our vision and support the change that we're trying to make. So it's love to everyone that supports Skin Tones.
Minnesota wants to help too, but
they
do. these guys have said, closed mouths don't get fed, and it's just telling them how passionate you are too, and why this is important, and what you're trying to strive to do. If you lay that stuff out, a lot of people are willing to help, and a lot of these older business people, they see what we're doing and they really want to help. Like, you go to these companies, just send them a pitch. Just shoot your shot. If you don't shoot your shot, like, nothing's gonna happen.
I feel like there was a lot of artists and brands that were just bullshitting like in the past, and that just kind of ruined the reputation for saying I'm a music artist, or for saying I want to start a brand to help Minnesota, because like they just don't actually put in the work. They just say they want to do this, or they say that's what I do, but they don't actually do it in the correct way.
It's a common trend.
So it's like, just like breaking the narrative and actually having to put the hours in, like you guys said. Like, people don't know how much work you actually put in. And I like the idea of not showing off too much of what you really got going on. Like, let people like see like damn, you guys been putting work in. Like, what I thought you guys were just doing nothing, or you guys just party or whatever they've been saying. So it's like you don't even got to show it off until it's ready to present to people. I like that a lot.
Really believe in show me, don't tell me type shit. That's our energy.
I learned that a lot too. And even just like telling, like, even your friends, like, oh, I have this opportunity that's supposed to happen next month. You tell one wrong person, all of a sudden their bad energy is thinking bad about it,
and
then
shit drops.
And then it doesn't happen. And you're like, I'm never telling anybody. like I don't like to tell anybody about like a move we got coming that isn't like a part of the like brand, basically, like that isn't going to be associated with making it happen. It's just like, you can't tell too many people or show too many people something before it's locked in for sure, and it's happening.
Yeah, protect that.
protect the ideas. Can't let anyone steal them.
Yeah, no free ideas. No free
Yeah,
ideas.
nah, no cap. Like people have, like companies have literally brought us to their offices. Like these like are like $1 million companies, whatever, right? They're like, yo, we want to work with you guys. Like we love your young, new, fresh vision, right? And they'll have us sit in their office and they'll just ask us for our ideas the whole time we're there. We're just quiet because like our ideas is really what makes us valuable as an agency. Is just like, and they'll sit there, like, yo.
Like, so what do you guys plan on doing next month? Like,
Even clients.
You know what I mean? Like that's why it's like I know I can't ask you exactly like what are your plans for Skin Tones, because then someone's gonna think, oh, you know, that you have a plan that's gonna happen, that's gonna be executed by 2023. Someone could try to like, you know, do that type of shit, but it's like just
They
getting
could
the
try.
overall mission. I mean, they're gonna have to put the work in, but there's always like that. There's always that scalper type person that could always scoop in and that, you know, that has like millions of dollars that could be like, oh, that sounds cool. Let me just hire like 10 people to make that happen and make it happen. So you always gotta be a little careful who you tell your ideas to and shit like that.
Facts.
But you mentioned community a lot, and all the people that support you. So it's you four and one other person that's like
Yeah,
Skin
shout out
Tones.
Jeremy Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because I just seen a bunch of people with the M26 on their thing, and I've seen a lot of people even just support Skin Tones and post a lot of their stuff like on the daily, on the weekly. So it's like I figured there was almost like 12, 15 guys that were like on it, but it's you just basically work with a lot of people. Is what I've seen. Like Cameron, I see you do a lot of work with like Shane Slegger and stuff too. And you
Shout out
mentioned-
Shane, man.
You mentioned
Shane.
Wyatt and
Shout out Wyatt.
and
Shout out Amy Deep.
Shout
So-
out Alexis Alexander.
yeah. So it's like
And to Kendra and
yeah.
Peace.
But that's
Casey
just what's
Edwards,
needed
too.
though. It's just to work with everybody
Casey
that
Mellors.
is good enough to basically be on your team, who you would hire to your team. But obviously there can only be a set of like founders and owners and starters to something. But that's why I was a little curious to see like how many, like who actually was Skin Tones and then all the family around it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we operate too. It's just a lot of people you can work with. But
Yeah, we got a ton of people that we work with like pretty regularly, but like we said, man, we took the eye out of Skin Tones because it's about everybody. So like if you're a creative, you damn near should be saying you're part of Skin Tones. Like we want that energy. Like
100.
we want you to be coming and being part of stuff, whether that's you being a PA on one of our shoots or, you know, being a stylist, whatever way you can fit in. You know, we want you to be feeling like you're part of Skin Tones every time you work with us.
Especially just to learn. Like most people, when you're working independent, you never get a chance to really work with the whole team and figure out ways on like how do we complete this mission with 5 to other people or 5 to 10 different people versus me alone. And it's a struggle for some artists. I know for a fact it was a struggle for me to figure out my role, even within Skin Tones, coming from me just strictly being the designer now to being art director. So like a lot of these things of when it happens, it's like you will learn something that you may have not even learned before doing things by yourself, where hey, you know, I found a new role for myself. I see a new ceiling for me. So there's a lot, man.
I would say too, like we're all hybrid creatives, so like we all do a little bit of everything, but we've all also learned from each other. Like I know I've learned a lot from Ant as far as his art direction goes on sets.
Learned a lot from
and
him.
doing stuff like that. I've learned graphic design from Stefan. I've learned literally spreadsheets from Trent and how to like actually like be on people's ass about stuff to get shit done. Like we're all hybrid creatives, and we want to actually, I know we like gave our titles when we first started as like media director, art director, creative director and all that, but at the end of the day, that's just a title. That's like what gets us in rooms, and we can just say that, but we're all hybrid creatives. We all do a little bit of everything, so.
If Jeremy was here, he would say like we're some philosophers, scientists.
yeah.
For sure.
What else is the other word?
Conceptual artists.
Conceptual artists. Like that's really what we really are for real.
Activists.
Like
Activists for sure.
always thinking or brainstorming, bro.
Fucking
Well-
superheroes.
Damn near.
I mean, it'll all make sense 5 years from now for sure. Like some of the things that we did this year and last year will like show 5 years from now, and it'll really make a change in the way people think about like just approaching new things and new adventures.
Just being intentional with everything.
For sure.
100.
Yeah, everything has a purpose. Can't misstep. I want to talk about the Donda basketball game. That was like a big thing for you guys and for Minneapolis. I think just to have Kanye come in and like make that presence, and then obviously Casey bringing like Casey out and just having like he has like basically like he has a very strong connection with Minnesota now. It seems like. So what was your guys' roles exactly that night? Because I know you guys had the staff jackets on. You guys were doing all the like a bunch of media coverage, and I know you guys were escorting people into the VIP, that type of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what was like your guys' role, and how did you get that role? I guess.
It started off with a flyer from Fawn. To be
Yeah.
honest.
They definitely just hired us to do, or they hired me, I guess, at first to do like a flyer just to promote one game. And then as like we kept getting called from our connect over there, it just turned into more and more like, oh, like we need another flyer because Kanye's coming and Donda's playing, to, oh, like this is going to be the branding for the arena, to, oh, like now we need consultant for the marketing, oh, like we need a media team there, and it just built into this big vision.
That was one of those instances though too where it started off as something, but we just made it into a lot more.
For sure.
Like that's what we try to do in this last year, was like, oh, you bring an idea to us, now we're going to show you what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And we forced our way into that situation.
Definitely like, shoved the key in the hole and made it open.
Yeah, like you had more to offer than they originally needed. Yeah. But they needed it, but they didn't like ask you for it all at first, but then they're like, wait, like this brand could basically do everything we need done, digital marketing and coverage wise for the game. Is kind of what it seemed like for me.
I mean, the thing that got me to fire was hearing that Donda was playing their first ever high school basketball game in Minneapolis. Like, who the fuck is it? Like, what odds is that ever going to happen? Like, yo, we cannot let this shit just marinate, just some slight shit. We got to go crazy for this, especially if Kanye has a chance of pulling up. Like, you could search it up. Like, when the last time Kanye was here, it was like 8 years ago. Yeah. The shit started when we made our tweet.
And it was like, wasn't it like 1 or day difference?
Yeah.
Like 8 years ago? Because I remember I even fell victim to it. I even seen it and it said canceled or something. Yeah. Like it shows canceled. And then I think I either messaged you or someone. I was like, yo, did it get canceled or something? And then someone was like, no, check the date. And I went back and it was like 2008 or some old ass shit, 2012 or some shit. And I was just like, oh shit. But it was like the same day or 1 day difference.
It was literally like 1 day off, which is crazy.
Which is like, which is why I thought I was like, that's why I was so confused. But yeah, we haven't been here.
Like we did like,
just pull it closer so make sure you can hear you.
We did a little bit of everything though. Like really, like at one point I was giving Kanye's video team ideas to put GoPros on the refs and like put GoPros on the players and stuff. And
damn, they should drop that. Fuck.
And like, and then like also like Stefan ended up creative directing the actual flyer they used. Like they hired graphic designers and they came to us for the ideas. Like it was just basically we were just getting everything thrown in our hands to do. So the one way that we made it the most worth it is having our branding everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I've seen the skin tones.
Thought it was like a Skin Tones event.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely kind of felt like that.
To do that with such a big brand like Donda being there.
And the Target Center and
for
just
sure.
like every.
Shout out Target Center too. We definitely love our relationship with that.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so your guys' network range is super far. Like, you guys are a prime example of. I guess I always say it's not always what you know or what you learn, but it's who you know. It's like who you've met. But you guys definitely know a lot and you've learned a lot along the way too. But it's also like you guys have the other half of it, which is the connections. Is that something that you guys realized early on, that like you guys all have a network of you've previously worked for all X amount of people and you can use all these connections and come together? Was that like also a realization, like besides being talented, you guys also know people that can do business with? Basically?
Honestly,
that's a good question.
Honestly, that was never really like at the forefront of our thought. Like we all knew we knew people, but we've never at any point was like, yo, we know all these people, let's make some shit happen.
Yeah.
Like we were just lucky enough to just have so many people that support us, and we just we're genuinely ourselves, and people support us for just being ourselves. Like a lot of the times when other people get us involved, it's not like, yo, can we be a part of this? It's usually like, hey, do you guys want to be a part of this? Yeah. And it just usually works out. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It also helps though that we got Antoine and Stefan that are able to go talk to literally anyone. Like we got connected with Blue Dot. This is one of the first times I met Stefan. I just moved to Minneapolis. It was my first night, and we're walking out of a space that we were touring, and we're right outside of Blue Dot, and a guy walks out of Blue Dot's warehouse, and Stefan goes, "Hey, is that the owner over there?" Like,
we
got a Porsche. It's got to be him. Stefan literally sprinted to this man and shot his shot. Like, we have the president of Rock Nation following us on Instagram. We had done research who was important that could be at this festival. As soon as we saw him, Stefan sprinted over there and shot his shot again.
Like, wait, is that the president right there? Yeah. By the time he finishes that word, Fon's already walking over there talking to him. He's like, oh, what the fuck? Literally.
Nah, we're very thankful, man. Very thankful that, you know, it's just having faith in skin tones that it makes it so
Yeah.
easy to just go and tell anybody about it. You know?
Yeah, like you can back up. You're not just talking out your ass. You can back up your brand.
No.
The first time we were kind of talking out of our ass though. If
I
you
mean,
have that
I mean,
energy,
you had the ideas. You maybe didn't have the resume
Yeah.
to show yet, but you definitely
Exactly.
had the
For sure.
ideas. I feel like since the
but
beginning.
that goes back to what I was saying too at the beginning of like these people want to help you out. If you have that energy and that drive and that passion, and it's seeping out of your skin, like people can tell that shit and they want to help you. So like, but
Shout out John, man. He's been a
Yeah,
great
shout out John,
advisor,
for
great
real.
mentor, and he has beautiful furniture if y'all trying to shop.
Yeah. At Blue Dot.
So
Blue Dot.
for the Rock Nation Festival, you guys did like a media coverage recap type of thing for that. Is that correct?
We did like the pre-event promotion, so they hired us to do essentially all the marketing leading up to their festival.
Okay.
And
video.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean video, but technically we did creative direct the graphic designs elements on their website.
Okay, sure, yeah. I was just making sure you didn't say too much.
Because the video you guys posted on your page, that was like a recap of the event, right? Or is that
That's-
like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was part two.
That's one of the creatives we hired to go out there.
Okay.
Zach Hauser, shout
Zach
out.
Hauser.
I want to mention that too.
One night, I was just like, we were planning for like who we wanted to work on this and who we wanted to send out there and stuff. And literally a lot of the times, like, we procrastinate and like to have the pressure on us because as soon as we procrastinate and the pressure's on us, we make the best decisions. I mean, we'd like to change that eventually, but like, right now, that's literally how stuff has been working. But like one night, I just went through social media, started doing research on who should be out there to shoot stuff, and Zach came up as one of the best people I could find.
Yeah.
He brought someone with him. We had like a team. How many videographers?
We had
4 or 5.
4 videographers and like 4 photographers.
Yeah. So we just went on out there on a wing.
Hey,
Went crazy.
Zach Hauser is a goat. Let me tell
Shout
you,
out to
this
every-
man
shout out
was
to the whole
literally
crew.
everywhere you're not supposed to be.
Damn near ASAP Ferg's videographer.
he was with Young Thug's crew too, and Dirk.
And Dirk, yo.
I
Shout
just-
out Zach, man. You were going crazy out there.
Man, I just want to give out one special shout out to our Creative Lab. The Creative Lab is a service we also provide where creatives or any person that's an artist can come and join our network. And basically, like, if we have jobs for like Rock Nation or we have these big corporate jobs and we have things that we can pass off, we can go into that and find out different creatives that give them these jobs and opportunities. Because it's not, like I said, when we said from the beginning, it's not about us, it's about the community. So if we can create a standard where, you know, these content creators or these people that are doing what they're doing and help them raise their standards of what they're doing to work with like companies and whoever, like, it just gives them that, you know, extra boost. Like, you know, I can actually do this for my job. I can continue to learn more and develop as a freelancer, but also get potential jobs as well with that.
Yeah, like you're almost like your own LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Tight.
Skin Tones LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Disclaimer though, please, you know, like one thing that I think we need to start pushing too is when we collaborate, people is like, yo, just take advantage of every opportunity that you experience with us, because you never know where it's gonna go. The guy who worked with us on the Donda, one of the videographers that worked with us on the Donda event, he ended up becoming the videographer for the Donda school. And then he ended up doing the episode for the shop, right? He did some content with the LeBron episode. And
He's
Childish
still working with
Gambino.
Donda.
Still working
Wow.
with Donda.
We should mention the other guys that do TikTok when they do their videos that they're narrating.
Oh yeah, Strictly B-Ball.
Yeah,
Shout
Strictly
out to
B-Ball,
Strictly
bro.
B-Ball.
When after working with us, they've been flying out all over the country just doing videos for basketball.
Getting sponsorships.
Sponsorship on every single
Yeah, I've heard
video.
of them for sure.
So like, and like you can tell who wants it and who doesn't. You know, like
100%.
Max. You know, shout out Max Gilbert. He, after the Donda game, he went and edited all the videos for 6-8 hours and came back the next day to work. Like, dropped that video and it went up. Like, there's a difference. And then some people might come on set and they don't have that same energy, and they might, you know, they might not have that like drive. But it's the whole purpose of working with us is to give that drive and give that energy to people that are a part of the experience.
The best advice I could give to any creative that comes on set is just like be aware of what's going on, be present in the moment, see what's going on, and then fill a void. You know,
For sure.
we had last week at our video shoot, we had a PA there who's a high schooler. She's 16. Her name's Malik.
Shout out Malik.
Yeah,
Sean Malik.
and Grantham too.
Yeah, shout
They
out to
showed
Grantham.
up.
Shout out Grantham too.
They showed up. You know, they're PA.
On time.
PA's on time. PA's supposed to be just helping out a hand. Like me as a producer, if I ask you to do something, you just go do it. And they were giving out ideas and those ideas happen. You know, it's having that ability to say something in the right situation and see something, and then having the confidence in yourself to say something.
Mind you, these are like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds on set with about 50 other people working at once. So,
And they did a great job.
And they did a great job.
Great
So shout out
job.
to them. Like, this is a huge production. They're sitting there like, why don't we try this, or how about this? Like, it takes a lot of confidence and, like, you know, courage to do something like that, an initiative. Respect that.
What's been the most difficult thing so far, getting to the March 26th date?
Oh, just for this event specifically?
Maybe for this event, but I guess like just overall in like starting the brand, I guess.
Well, to start the brand, the most difficult thing is taking a bunch of individuals and creating a team.
Yeah.
And the communication between that. Like, we definitely have had our battles. Stefan and I especially, man. Like, we've had our battles, you know? But, like, the thing we always remember with every conversation we have is that what we're saying has a purpose behind it. It's to make you better. If I challenge you, if I say something that you don't like, maybe it doesn't sound as nice as what it could have sounded, but you got the message, like, you need to take that time to just think on what was said and then come together and then push forward, because like we're all in this together, you know? And that's with any team. That's why I think a lot of teams fail too, is like, but I had the luxury of being part of like successful basketball teams and stuff like that, and understanding that too, and just creating that culture too of like, we're some dogs, man. We're here to fight, and we're here to do this and make this shit happen and not give up on each other. It's that faith. We have a saying, it's fire. Someone else can talk about that.
I wish Joe was here. Joe goes crazy.
Yeah, we got our values, you know, that we just make sure that it kind of distinguishes like how to make sure you're successful and Skin Tones is successful. And that's FIRE. You know, it stands for faith, ingenuity, resilience, and evolution. So faith is like, you know, just having faith in not only the team, but the vision and the outcome. And ingenuity is just about being innovative and always thinking of creative ways to get through hurdles and obstacles. Resilience is just about being resilient and not letting the little things or the big things, like, you know, hinder you, the obstacles stop you from getting to where you're trying to go. And then evolution is one that's like forever going to be just something no one can perfect, but it's just evolving as an artist, as an individual, as a company, just nonstop growth and adapting. Nice. But yeah, like Trent hit it right. Like, we're young, like we're literally young. Like, I'm 25, 23.
Old head over there.
There's an old man over there.
25. I'm not an old head.
We're young, but we do know that like our ability to be able to be here and do what we're doing right now is something that we're not going to take for granted. And if we're able to do this now, it's only you know, up from here next 5 years.
Yeah. For that. Oh, so what exactly is going to be happening on March 26th? Is it going to be like merch available for sale? I know is it just like just come see what we got going on, or is it like a pop, like if people are going to be able to buy stuff, or what?
Yeah.
What can we talk about?
On March 26th is going to be a gallery. We have 2 events going on. Oh. So in the day from 2 to 6 p.m., we might go a little over. It's going to be like a gallery setting where you can buy merchandise from us. We have our first collection dropping. It's our onset tees and our Genesis hoodie. And basically those will basically be designed out, decked out inside of the space. We'll have a DJ there. We'll have music. DJ obviously with music. We'll have food, and we'll have drinks. And then later on that night, we're going to have an exclusive party at Exchange, which is also going to be decked out from Skin Tones, and it's going to be designed that looks just like the pop-up. So it's kind of 2 events going on, and we're also going to be telling more people about our brand and what we are and who we are, a little bit of our values, and then we're also going to be showing like behind the scenes of like the development. My bad. And then the video.
No, we're not.
Bro,
We're not showing the video?
No.
Oh,
no.
Not showing. There's a special video on the way?
Man, this man's a magician. For real.
No, just know we got some surprises. That's all you need to know.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely pop out to the gallery and slash.
Is it if you didn't get on the RSVP list, can you still go, or is it you have to be on the list to get in?
Pull up.
Yeah.
If you want it bad enough, pull up.
Yeah.
Nah, pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Just for the people, because the list is already full. So like the people watching this the day before this is probably dropping on the 25th. So tomorrow is the event.
Yeah.
So I don't know if just to let them know if they could
I
come.
would definitely say pull up. We want everybody to come. It might be a little bit of a line, but it hopefully is nice out that day. So.
Yeah.
No,
Should be.
for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna, pull up. We'll see if you get in.
The whole city is gonna be there. This is a perfect opportunity to network with whoever because you never know who you're gonna meet or the next person that you could potentially be working with.
That's what I tell people all the time. Like, it's not even about just like going to the event to go to an event. It's about who's going to be at that event too.
Right.
Like,
It's
you
not
don't know.
about going there to get fucked up. It's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
going there to network and
Yeah.
see where I can take this to the next spot.
Mhm.
We're
Then you
all-
can get fucked up later.
Yeah, we're always working when we're out, man. Like, if you see us at the club, half of us don't even like going to the club. Let's be honest. Like, we go there literally to go talk to people, and that's definitely what this event is about. We're gonna have the best creatives there, the best brands, and there's gonna be people that are higher up in the city, people from Target, people with the money that you want. They're gonna be there, but you gotta be willing to go talk to somebody.
Yeah, get out your comfort zone. You know, shoot your shot.
That's what we really want. We want people to get out their comfort zone. Like, don't pull up and I'm gonna also say this: do not pull up to any of our events with Vans, Chucks, or beat up Air Force
Whoa,
Ones on. I'm gonna say that right now. Do not pull up to that shit. Pull up in some
Chucks
fly
are
shit.
allowed. No beat up Air Force Ones though. Chucks is solid.
How about dirty Vans or dirty Yeezys?
Dirty Chucks, dirty Yeezys, that shit, man. Pull up in that splat. Pull up in that zap.
Put that shit on.
Put
Yeah,
that
put
shit
that
on,
shit
man.
on, man.
Nah,
Fly-
seriously, our dress code for the party that night is fly shit only or put that shit on. So
Or
just-
skin tones.
or skin tones, but like for real, we, like if y'all gonna be outside, let's make sure we're putting that shit on and making that fit memorable. Cause you know, you look good, feel good, and that's always a great
I
night.
get you're not
Get
gonna feel
your
like you're
hair
in
cut.
Minnesota. Yeah, get your hair cut.
Cut your
man.
nails.
Cut your men. Go get your nails done. Don't pull up in no dirty nails. You know there's gonna be beautiful women there. The girls are paying attention to the details. So make sure you smell good. Brush your teeth that day.
For the ladies, there's gonna be beautiful
Brush
men
your hair.
there as
Don't have no
well,
beater
you know?
beads. You know what I'm saying? You know, have that shit on. Feel good. Like you going on vacation. Like you ain't never been in Minneapolis. Like pull up that day. Like I'm going to Miami. I'm going to New York.
Yeah, for sure. The whole day Saturday is gonna be its own experience. Like Friday and Saturday. Shout out to Casey. He's gonna be performing at
Oh,
halftime.
halftime at
Yeah.
the T-Wolves game. I seen that. That's
Yeah,
fire.
that's
I
gonna
hope
be
the
dope.
Timberwolves continue to put on like for the Minnesota guys that like are actually like
Yeah.
that are ready for that
For
opportunity.
sure.
Shout out Jay
yeah, you said it
Plaza,
right.
too.
Who are ready for
Yeah,
sure.
because
Shout out
Jay
Jay
Plaza
Plaza.
went crazy at his
He did his
halftime.
thing.
Yeah.
Definitely mad.
He got that shit lit. I've never seen at a basketball game where a performer actually had people getting
Yeah.
into it,
Yeah.
and he did his Wolves song.
Yeah, and
And-
that was like the flip, because I think there was like he did a few things right away and people were like, oh whatever, but then when they played the Wolves song, I could see like the actual Wolves fans were like,
Yeah.
oh that's that guy, because they play it at every single game right before
Yeah.
the game starts or whatever.
That's hard.
So
That's dope.
yeah,
I didn't even know that.
yeah, he has the Wolves like anthem or their hype song to start every game or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's
That's
Jay
hard.
Plaza.
We got to get in there, man.
Shout
we
out
got to
Jay
make our way to
Plaza,
the Timberwolves.
man.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm definitely
Timberwolves,
trying
if
to
y'all
do
ever
that.
watching this, Skin Tones and Waterway
Hey,
need
I-
to be in yard.
Yeah, I mean the DJ be watching, Mad Mardigan be watching, that shit, but shit, I think he was because he co-produced the song for the Timberwolves that
Oh,
Jay
word.
Plaza's on, so I'm sure, and he plays a lot of local music at the games and shit now, either at warm-ups or during the game itself. Like when I was at the game the other day, he played Casey's "Stay Up" song during the game.
Yeah.
I was like, just like like when they're dribbling up the court, just like spinning it randomly.
But doesn't
and
that
shit.
feel good though? Like just knowing that we have an artist that can actually be at this level, because it feel
Yeah.
like, damn, there's been gatekeepers that's been holding us back for so
Yeah,
long.
that's what it
Like,
be feeling like. Cause people like I always like, because people always, and not always ask me, but people have asked me like, what do you think about gatekeepers in Minnesota and shit? I was like, there really isn't nothing to gatekeep. It's just more of like people just like holding people back.
yeah.
Like, what would you be gatekeeping like in the like from the past 10 years? Like nothing, unless you're like only people that really was like had a say on if they could help you or not would have been like rhyme sayers. But like they've just, it seems like they've took a big step back on like trying to pursue to, continue to put on for younger and newer artists.
Yeah, shout out Rhyme Sayers, like to all the people that we know and love
Yeah.
over there. But I mean, Rhyme Sayers to me has
Yeah, they used to have. They had their foot on the gas pedal for years, and it seems
Yeah.
like this is like almost like they're comfortable with where they're at. Like I don't know, they're behind the scenes and all that what they got going on, but they like discontinued like Sound Set, or at least for now. I don't know if they're doing it anymore, or like just stuff like that. But that was another thing too, is like when Plaza got to perform. Cause I'm pretty sure he's like independent now or whatever. But like when artists had performed at halftime in the past, it was usually Rhyme Sayers artists or someone that was like signed to a bigger label or something. So it's like cool to see like if the Timberwolves are actually taking initiative to put on for artists that are just popping in the city, basically.
Shout out TC. He's also another undiscovered producer out here that not a lot of people know about. But he's
Artist.
He's an artist.
He's not a producer.
He's an artist. Correct me. Nah, but he's dope. I mean, he just hit 1 million. So shout out to my brother for hitting 1 million with Yeet. Keep going up, bro.
Go stream that Omarion belt.
Orion's belt.
Orion's belt.
He said Omarion. It's Orion's belt. Damn TC and Yeet, man. It's going
about to get demonetized now for using Omarion. That's what people are calling.
Go stream his song "Once Cared," man.
Yeah, we got apparel ready for.
Yo, no, real talk though. Casey's album is about to be super fire too.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single thing really from it besides any of the singles are on it because I seen his little rules or whatever. It was like if you post a snippet, they can't have any volume or whatever. But I've definitely been paying attention. I fuck with his camp and his whole team is strong.
Good
as hell.
people.
They gave us the fire to really like. After those two went out there, I didn't get a chance to go to the camp, but I know I wanted to be out there. They gave them the fire. Like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing for real? Like
this is like the real like for Casey and his camp and everyone associated with it. Like this is the real like. It's about to turn, like it's about to turn up. Like this is the real, the climax. That's what they call it. It was not the climax, the turning point. What do they call it in English class or whatever?
It's the peak. I mean, being able to experience his camp and like see his formula and how he was working, it was so special. Like I've never seen an artist at like that young, but like really directing a whole team of producers and writers, and like he really looked like this great. Like he is great. Like he did a great job of just making sure that the greatness was coming out of that house, and like, I mean, you're gonna hear it when it comes out.
I saw the footage and I got inspired. Like, oh my god,
it was just inspiring.
A lot of people think the first thing that he did that was good for his career was like the Donda thing, but he's been doing shit for so much longer before. Like, I remember when I posted, people were doing those Mount Rushmores and shit of like by city, and I'm like, I don't know what city everyone's from, but let me just do one from Minnesota and just like do a really accurate one. And I put like Bobby Raps, Corbin, Casey, and I don't even know who the other one I put was. Young Gravy or some shit. Like the people that were like that were like that actually like have just like done good ass shit. And then a lot of people were like, Casey ain't done shit besides that Kanye song or something. And I was just like, I was like, this dude's wrote multiple songs for him. He's like,
2 years ago he had a song with Lil Baby and nobody knew. Mm-hmm. I was banking and Key
wrote for Lil Wayne already like 2 years ago.
People just love to hate. But those are also the people that, like, there's been a big change in perception, like we said earlier, in like Minnesota music and even just becoming a music artist or trying to start your own brand. There used to be a lot of haters, but now there's a lot of supporters. Yeah. Because people are actually like, damn, like you guys are actually on some shit. So like if I hate, me hating isn't gonna stop you. And I think like when the power of hating on someone is actually going to impact their brand and it's going to make their brand worse, then people are like, yeah, it's worth hating on. But then when their hating doesn't change anything, they're like, oh, I might as well support.
Hey, you're not doing anything good unless you got haters, man.
It's been very obvious though, like the hate, because I went to high school with Casey, so, and Aubrey King. I don't know if you know Aubrey.
Yeah, Aubrey's hard.
The whole LOA.
The whole LOA crew.
Aubrey's really slept on, but like that's like his. I feel like he's just underground as hell. Like that's just like his vibe. But he's slept. He was one of the first artists I ever heard of in Minnesota when we started Waterwave, because Reese was like cool with actually they shot a music video in the crib that we had in River Falls. It was like a Taste Supreme song or some shit, and he was in it with him. And Aubrey King was like one of the first guys I heard of when I was starting Waterwave.
I fuck with Tay's music too.
Tay went to my high school too. We all went to the same high school, bro.
Damn. Yeah. St. Paul be making hits, bro.
St.
People be sleep on St. Paul's music, bro.
They got musicians.
I know there's
because it's a lot of St. Paul. I feel like it's just like people just think of like the hood hard rap shit, but there's a lot of like singers and like talented.
Lexi was from St. Paul too.
Yeah,
bro, I don't know who
St. Paul's definitely got way better. I mean, okay, I probably shouldn't just go on the record yelling that out. I was saying St. Paul in the. If you start naming off names, you're gonna realize the majority of them are from St. Paul, not from Minneapolis. If you're comparing Minneapolis and St. Paul,
for sure,
you're gonna
100%.
Some of them artists that I don't know who was part of that. I went to your show.
St. Paul.
Oh, Endo,
NDO,
bro.
Yeah. NDO,
I remember
Tarzan
when I was in fucking high school, but I don't know. Tarzan was already had blown up then, but there was somebody else that was on stage that sounded just like Juice WRLD. I'm like, bro, who the fuck is this guy that sounds like Juice?
Yeah, I don't know exactly which one it was, because that was like the time where I actually had to like I got a break.
Yeah, I don't know who was rapping. To be honest,
they had a lot of people on stage.
They were turned, but they was turned. They was lit.
And Westside Kobe, or he was King Savage, but Westside Kobe is his new name. He changed his name.
Okay.
But they definitely controlled the YouTube seen back in the day, like 6-7 years ago. They were doing hundreds of thousands, millions of views on YouTube.
So that's the NDO network. That's them. Yo, shout out to NDO, man. Y'all did y'all thing at that performance.
For sure. I love good artists that perform and do their thing.
And they didn't care. Like, they was really just making sure that they was vibing and energy was felt. Y'all keep doing that. That was lit.
For sure.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Anything we forgot?
Nah, man. Make sure y'all pull up to the pop-up, man. It's gonna be a movie. Make sure, and then after the movie is the after movie, after party.
Take that cup up.
It turned into a sipper.
We all finna be there. We're gonna close the store for the day so we can go roll later.
You hear that, right?
Man.
They shutting the city down just to see what we doing.
Pull up in that shit, man. I'm telling y'all.
Hey, make sure you come shop in our store at 1521 Como Avenue Southeast before the event so you can put that shit on.
For real, go
so you're not
that
showing
shit.
up in your dirty vans.
Yo, we gotta do the shout outs, man. Shout out to everyone that helped with the lookbook, man. It's a long list. It's like 50 people, but thank y'all for helping this vision come to life. Shout out to Blaze, man, for being a great DP, coming from LA to come out here and shoot and chop it up. Who else we gotta shout out? Man, that's a lot of people.
We gotta shout out Alan. We gotta shout out Jeff.
Alex.
They made this shit a real movie.
Shout out Alyssa.
Oh yeah, shout out to Alyssa at Glass House. Oh my gosh, Queen.
Who else we got to shout out, man? Shout out to the fam. Y'all know who y'all is.
The Mono crew.
Shout out to the Mono crew. Shout out to the BTS people.
Shout out to Michael.
Mono.
Literally, if you've ever helped with Skin Tones, you've ever just said it, shared who we are to somebody, we really appreciate you. And
hey,
this thing is family, man.
Man, let's put a fucking dent in the universe. Yeah. And also, one last thing. If y'all viewing this right now, change your IV. Hit up Skin Tones page, and we'll send you the profile picture, the M26. So yeah, y'all can save that for sure.
Yeah, we on some kids next door shit. Let's get lit.
Make sure you tap in with them. Their social medias will all be in the description, personals, and Skin Tones themselves. I'm gonna have to figure out Anthony's new gram. I don't know if I know.
Hey, this hoodie will be for sale.
Okay,
for sure. Designer quality.
That will be at. Will that be at the event?
For sure.
That'll be one of the ones at the event.
Trent got a, you know what I'm saying, some shit that might not release. Might release, might not. We'll know. We got some other pieces too, for sure.
All right, but links for social medias in the description. Come shop 1521 Como Avenue Southeast. Shout out Northern Chill. Shout out to Domi, Sweets Kendamas. We out here. Tap in.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. That's a big W.
You said you like the way I dripped in the party. You got a nigga, shorty, tell him I'm sorry. Lift up your bottles, I got Henny and Bacardi. I can't keep playing these old games, I'm not Atari. You said you like the way I dripped in the party. You got a nigga, shorty, tell him I'm sorry. Lift up your bottles, I got Henny and Bacardi. I can't keep playing these old games, I'm not Atari. What makes you wetter? You like Birkin bags, I like cheddar. I can give a fuck if you ain't got the head on. Whisper to me, tell me your confessions. I wanna meet your mama, I wanna take you down. I wanna eat you out, take you the whole way round. You said you need loving, give me some direction. Teach me a lesson, we cannot mention. You want a wedding ring, I know you into me. I wanna fuck with you, take care of your enemy. And if they fuck with you, I'ma teach they ass a lesson. No need to get one, they gon' regret, hon. It's so damn hard to focus. Is that your man, you think he noticed? Cause I've been thinking with emotions. You use your brain, you tell me hold on. You said you like the way I dripped in the party. You got a nigga, shorty, tell him I'm sorry.